Hello, I'm Dr. Russell Don, President of Concordia University, Chicago. Thank you for tuning in to today's Cougar Athletics broadcast. We take great pride in the strength of both our athletic and academic programs, which are rooted in our steadfast commitment to Jesus Christ. Dedicated to the liberal arts as a foundation of a high-quality college degree, we believe education should form individuals for service to their neighbors. This makes Concordia Chicago an exciting and fulfilling place to study, work, learn, and grow. Learn more today by visiting cuchicago.edu. Thank you, and go Cougars!
I'm Reagan Espinosa here with Brad Callahan for another Coaches Weekly on men's soccer. So recapping from this past weekend, CUC went 0-2 in conference versus Aurora and St. Norbert. So tell me a little bit about the game and how that went.
The St. Norbert game?
Yes.
Yeah, so 0-0 at half. I thought defensively we played a little more compact, more organized, more guys back on defense. There was more of a focus on that. So I was happy to see that. Then their first goal was, well, in the first half we hit the crossbar. We had some opportunities in transition. I think that transition from defense to offense is something that we continue to need to get experience and reps at, and we're getting better, but it just takes time. And then, second half they had a real nice shot from about 25 yards out, something like that. And we were playing with two defensive midfielders and two center backs, so ideally one of the defensive center mids probably should have been there. But, that was a great shot. But yeah, I think just that organization through the midfield needs to continue to be a little bit better. And then the second goal was a PK, which was off the ball PK. So not sure that it should have been a PK. And then Nathan actually saved it. Mm-hmm. And the ref said his back foot was on the goal line. But I guess wanted both feet on the line, which I don't think is the correct rule, but that's okay. So they retook it and got the second goal from the PK. So I think against a good St. Norbert team defensively, that's one, because we haven't had any shutouts this year. So I was talking with the guys before the game. I was like, I really want to shut out. So I think, one on the field goal and then the off the ball PK against St. Norbert's is typically top 5 in conference, is I think showing improvement. And that was with missing some players as well. Gio Lechuga was out, Juan Maresco was out. So all in all, not a bad showing. I think there's areas to improve, kind of like we've talked about. I think the offense, I think keeping the ball, when we kept the ball, didn't force things. When we played 2, 3 touch or 1 touch soccer, it looks good. I think when we start to dribble and not support the guy on the ball, it starts to fall apart.
Yeah, and we got to see your defense becoming more compact and be able to maintain transition and also find those runs behind and getting up on the field. Is that something you're trying to implement in the next few games as conference goes on?
Yeah, I think definitely finding the runs in behind, giving options. I think a lot of times we condense the field to not high enough. It's too shallow, and it allows defenses to press up on us and play us higher. I think having that deep option, even if you don't get it, opens up the field, opens up the midfield. So that's something we've talked about at practice a lot. I think a lot of our guys have a tendency to want to always check back to the ball. And I think guys, playing up top need to make runs in behind, and that we have options of guys checking back and running in behind.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned a couple errors you feel like with the refs, and there was cards flying left and right, whether it was like talking back to the ref and getting a yellow card or like a clear on foul. How do you control that as part of the game, like the mental aspect?
Yeah. I tell the guys always the accountability comes back on them. They're going to make mistakes as players. The refs are going to make mistakes. Refs making mistakes are as much a part of the game as the ball in the grass. You can't let that affect you. And I always say, if it comes down to a few calls here or there, you didn't deserve to win in the first place. So I think we really have to put the accountability back on us, be professional no matter what. If the ref makes a bad call, let it go. He's doing his best job. The same way, you're going to make mistakes as a player. You're doing your best job. So I think having a high level of empathy is important for the refs, and being very respectful and professional is something I always urge. So that's the main thing, is just, we have to be, the margin of victory, the margin of difference has to be big enough where refs missing calls isn't a big deal. And I think if guys start to focus on that, that's not good at all. That should not be the attitude.
Yeah, and we saw one of your key players get a red card, Gio Velasquez. So how is that going to change moving on for the defense?
So yeah, Gio's kind of bounced around different positions this year. He's played as a center mid, he's played as a forward, as a center back. He's a great player on the field. Yeah, he won't be able to play the next game on Wednesday, which we still have, a good core back there with like Asa and Andre, and Danny has really stepped, Galen Gutierrez has really stepped up this year as a sophomore. I think really risen to the occasion and played well. And Juan will be back. Hopefully Gio Lechuga will be back. So I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. That's good to hear. And then moving on this weekend, how are you going to break down the next team, CUW, and how do you look forward to potentially winning that game?
Yeah, they're a good team. I think it's kind of the same stuff we've been talking about. I think just, I think not making mistakes in the back, understanding the risk versus reward ratio of certain passes, certain times to dribble. And I think especially in our defensive third, certain things just have to be automatic in terms of playing quick, understanding when to clear the ball versus play a risky pass. I think sometimes we kind of keep possession in dangerous areas and allow ourselves to get counterattacked on. And sometimes I'd rather the guys just clear it and allow us to transition and get up. So I think those are key things. I think being defensively organized, talking, picking up the marks, making sure we're not just marking space, but actually marking the men, goal side, ball side. And then as soon as we win it, can we transition? We're talking about getting numbers in behind. Can we look to get up? I think sometimes when we win the ball and a player has space to dribble, I've seen where a player is 10 yards away asking for it at his feet facing the wrong way. And this is something where I've talked about at halftime where I'm like, hey, if he has space to dribble, either go right or left and look to get played in behind, look to get played through, get out of his way because he has momentum, he's facing the right way, rather than you receive it, now you have to turn, start from a dead stop, and the player that passed it to you is behind you. So that's key in transition is getting in behind and recognizing those opportunities.
And then as mentioned, you mentioned your offense. Do you plan to go more offensively or defensively going into this next game?
I don't know that I would label one or the other. I want a shutout. I think we need to focus on getting a shutout, and I think kind of just not getting scored on as much as that's been an issue. So I would guess say a little more defensively. But I really think that transition offense needs to be there as well. And then when we get the ball in their attacking half, instead of forcing it, can we possess it, let them get impatient, find the gaps, and get our opportunities?
Awesome. On that note, CSU men's soccer will play CUW on Wednesday at home. So if you guys are in town or hoping to go to a game, come by and stop by. Good luck to you guys. Thank you for joining me today, Brad. And go Cougars. I'm Reagan Espinosa.
Hello and welcome back to this amazing sport that is soccer, in some other countries called football. We are here to witness this game between the Concordia Cougars and the Concordia University Wisconsin. The records so far have not been too great for either of these teams, but I'm glad that you guys can join us to watch this amazing game. So far, the Cougars are on a 10 losing streak. Unfortunate for them, but they have been trying. They have been a solid team that has looked good at times, but needs a little bit more work. On the other hand, Concordia University, Wisconsin, has been on an 8-game without winning. Also, not a good season for them, but it's going to be a very interesting match to see how these two teams face off, and if they can somehow create a very spectacular and competitive game. The lineups for the Cougars are Juan Moresco with number 5, Justin Ocampo with number 7, Isaac Hernandez with 8, Caleb Kale with 10, Jesus Badillo with 16, Asael Castañeda with 18, Bernardo Delgado with 21, and then we got Giovanni Lechuga with 26, Michael Sinise with 30, Nathan Gutiel with 35, Daniel Gutierrez with 36. As we can see, the Cougars are already getting on the field, getting ready to start this match. Over on the other side, we have Enrique Torres with number 0, Kyle Paler with number 3, Mateo Nabin with number 9, Harris Burgos with number 10, Nevin Volarath with number 11, Sam Butterfield with number 13, Josiah Costa with number 18, Ronan Kessler with number 22, Samuel Ortiz will be 26, Jonan Kinsey with 28, and Matthew Payne with 33. The Cougars have started, and they have lost possession of the ball, but the Concordia University Wisconsin are going to try to take advantage very early on. There was a clearance there over by Caleb Kale. Doesn't want to know anything about that ball. Doesn't want to risk anything, any mistakes, anything going into the box. As you can see, the Cougars have this tendency of very early on in the games going on a very defensive mode. It's something we've seen in past games. Here comes a very dangerous ball, won by a header, something we don't see too often by the Cougars, which I hope they do start improving on, because whenever you have any crosses, any balls going into the box, you would hope that you win the headers. Otherwise, you put your the rest of your teammates in a very vulnerable position to get scored on. It's going to be a cross in, but from there will be a dangerous ball. Cougars regain possession, going up front. Michael Sinise trying to catch after the ball, but a little bit too far for him. Now it's back in the possession of Concordia, Wisconsin, passing it back to the keeper, looking for his options. He's got Kessler. Kessler with the long ball. It's recovered by Castañeda. Now it's lost again. It's a little bit of a messy start by both teams. Now Caleb Kale sending it over to Michael Sinise. This could be an opportunity. Will he take the shot? And he does. But it somehow seems to have gone a bit wide. Nobody took a touch on it. There was no defender that really got on it. Now it'll be the Concordia, Wisconsin, who make sure to keep the ball moving. Joining here, I forgot to introduce myself, but it's Alfredo Jaramillo Ruiz, and I'm glad to be the one to bring you this live stream all the way from River Forest, Illinois. Justin Ocampo with the ball. Looks for his options, gets a little bit stuck there, but does well to take off the player. Caleb Kale is an option. Doesn't really understand himself right there, but there was an offside position anyway. That's something that we see a lot with the Concordia Cougars in other past games also. They tend to not really look at the offside as much. There's been a couple of chances in which they're one-on-ones and it ended up being offside. It could have been a very good one in past games, but individually, overall, they're a very solid team. Just as a team, they sometimes struggle to communicate with each other, but I mean, it's also a very young team with a lot of freshmen that are kind of trying to understand each other at how they play, how they want to go about this game. Caleb Kale over here, back to the defender, who's Juan Moresco, getting a foul right there, causing a foul. Juan Moresco, one of those important players that we saw the other day, a couple games ago actually, get a red card. Unfortunately, wasn't able to be in the next game, and it really kind of costed them because he's one of those players that can go up and down the field a lot, even as a defender. Provides a lot on both ends, defensively and in the attack. Now we see Concordia, Wisconsin recovering possession right here, having an opportunity to take control of the match. It's been mostly for the Cougars when it comes to possession. Now the clearance over to Michael Sinise, trying to stay on balance. Now it's for Caleb Kale, a little bit way too far. They're great ideas, don't get me wrong. They're going forward. It's just sometimes it's the accuracy, is the precision that they struggle a bit with. Here's another long ball from Wisconsin. It's going to be a bit of a difficult ball right there. The goalkeeper and the defender didn't really understand themselves. In goal, Nathan Gutiel, starting again. It'll be his 11th game of the season. One of those players that came in as a freshman and kind of just took over that starting position little by little till he made it his own. It's going to be a cross. It's an opportunity. Nobody gets a head on it. So now it's going to be a ball for the Cougars. We see the Cougars actually approaching this game a little bit different to other games. I thought that they would start a little bit more defensive like they have in the past, but they've attempted to go forward. They've attempted to cause trouble to Concordia, Wisconsin, knowing that their record isn't exactly too good either. Juan Moresco looking for an option, but they didn't really understand what he wanted to do there. Michael Sinise pressing. Sus Badillo in that middle of the field, looking to man mark Acosta. It's kind of a back and forth game, but there's really haven't been too many clear opportunities of goal. Here's another long ball, but the goalkeeper's going to get on it. He doesn't want to know anything about it. Sus Badillo over for Ocampo. Still in play, but it's going to be for Concordia, Wisconsin. It's a great tackle right there. Not letting any counterattack go through. And that's something that the Cougars have to really be careful about, because in counterattacks, they've struggled in some of the past games. They've had games in which they have actually gotten scored on from not taking care of those open spaces when they're being attacked on in a very fast pace on counterattacks. Juan Moresco again with the ball. Moresco back to Gutierrez. Through ball over to Michael Sinise. Sinise has the ball. He's going to look to maybe cross it in, and it's going to go all the way. Takes the cross, takes the shot. There's a defender there. Blocked it. Now it's going to be a counterattack. They're going to look for an option. They don't really have any. Concordia, Wisconsin trying to find a way to get through that Cougars defense that has been pretty rock solid. Just a couple mistakes, but overall a very talented young defense. Caleb Kale sends a through ball to Michael Sinise. Michael Sinise looks to see if there's anybody in the middle. There's not really anybody yet. Moresco getting in the middle. Caleb Kale trying to send the cross. It's won by Concordia, Wisconsin. Nobody gets a clear shot on. Now the goalkeeper has the ball. Going to try to play from the back. Going forward. number 26. Acosta. Acosta looks for an option, sends the through ball. This could be a clear opportunity. The goalkeeper doesn't come out, but I think that ball is going to be a little bit way too far, and it is. Now it's going to be a ball for the Cougars. Same thing, playing from the back, trying to find an option up top. A quick mistake by the Concordia, Wisconsin defenders. Caleb Kale going back to try to cover any player that tries to go up as a defender. That's something that I've always said. If you have any fullbacks that are more like wing backs that can sum themselves up to the attack, it's always a very positive thing. It's like you have an extra winger, an extra attacker. The only thing is that he has to be able to know when to go back on defense, because otherwise, if you get a counterattack and the fullback is still up top, you end up with just the two center backs. Moresco sending it long. Over to Michael Sinise. Michael Sinise not getting good control on it. Now it's back to the Cougars. Justin Ocampo. Michael Sinise. Over to Badillo. Sinise trips over it. Doesn't really get a good contact again. Concordia, Wisconsin getting a good through ball. Could he cross it? Will he cut in? It's a good cross, but defenders are there. They're focused. They're on top of it. Caleb Kale takes a bad touch. Now it's going to be a ball for the Concordia, Wisconsin Falcons. Costa sending a through ball, but Wangandu there to clear it. It's a very interesting game because both teams are going at a very attacking kind of level, and none of them are really trying to just stay back and defend. They're trying to really look for opportunities. In other games, some teams like these who have not had that great of a record tend to try to defend a little bit more and look for an option in which they can score one goal. These teams look like they want to go full on forward and get a couple of them. Some missed pass, bit of a push, but ref says play on. It'll be the ball for Concordia, Wisconsin. Now it's for Valoreth. Sends a through ball. A little bit of confusion there with the defense. This could be a very dangerous play. Still for Concordia, Wisconsin, and Guriel has it there. No problem for him. A very experienced goalkeeper now at a very young age. Only a sophomore, but already has a couple games under his belt. Prior to this game, 675 minutes total. It's more than 5 times what the rest of the keepers in the team have. He's really taken that starting position and made his own. Badillo tries to get a header on it. Doesn't quite. Now it's Caleb Kale trying to not trip over, trying to keep possession of the ball. Justin Ocampo, one of those players that is very flary. Has a style similar to that of players like Neymar, kind of very skillful. Concordia, Wisconsin now has the ball. It has been a very difficult game for Concordia, Wisconsin when it comes to keeping possession and getting any of those clear opportunities. They send long through balls, but Juan Moresco and Asael Castañeda have been locking it back there, have been locking every single defender back there, as well as Gutierrez. Now the ball for Caleb Kale trying to get in between two players. Loses it. This could be an opportunity, but seems to be a foul. It's going to be a ball for Concordia, Wisconsin. Kessler says, he was pushed. Justin Ocampo tells the ref that there's very minimal contact. It's going to be a great opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin. This could be vital for the rest of the game. Haven't had too many chances of scoring. Not a great cross. It's cleared away by Wangandu. It's going to be a throw-in for Concordia, Wisconsin. Sends it into the box. It's going to be an opportunity, but no. It's cleared by the Concordia Cougars. They want to know nothing of it inside the box. They don't want any mistakes. They don't want any trouble. Sends a cross in, and this could be an opportunity, and it is a goal, but it is offside. There seems to be like 2 players offside right there. Either one of them that would have gotten a touch on that would not have counted. Now it's going to be a ball for the Cougars. They have to be careful because defending and controlling the game and suddenly having one of those opportunities for the opposing team is not a good look. Here's another opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin. Will it be? And it seems to be that there was a foul prior to that tackle. It'll be from outside the box. Another great opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin. I would even say that this one's a better opportunity than the prior one. Acosta could be the one to take the shot. It's a very, very favorable position for him. Nathan Gutiel talking to his wall, trying to get them in line. Shot is taken, but it's way far off. It's really far off. An opportunity wasted by Concordia, Wisconsin, and now it'll be the ball for the Cougars. $15 minutes in, and it seems to be that the Cougars are doing a pretty good job going forward, a pretty good job at defending. There's a couple minor mistakes here and there, but overall it seems like the control of the game is within the Cougars. Let's hope that they keep that control the rest of the first half, and they can actually maybe get a goal or two, because this seems like a winnable game for them. I don't think there shouldn't be an opportunity to win this game. They just have to stay focused because they have good talent on the field. Concordia, Wisconsin have tried, but it's been a little bit less clear for them. Maybe just that one opportunity in which it was offside. But over there, Caleb Kale and Michael Senesi creating an amazing partnership. Concordia, Wisconsin sending it back to their goalkeeper with the pressure on by Michael Senesi. Badillo, Albaran, Acosta the whole entire game, not letting him get any space. It's a long through ball. I don't think he'll make it, and it doesn't matter because it was an offside anyway. Now it'll be Gutierrez who takes the ball. Gutierrez, another one of those players that last year had a lot less minutes than he has this year. This year he has really taken that starting position and made it his own as well. One of those players that comes in and you really want to see slowly fit into that team. It's not going to happen the first year, but it's just about the patience, the hard work, and then eventually you'll get that opportunity to shine, and you got to use it. And when you do get that opportunity and you make it into the starting 11 on most games, you know you're doing things right. Here's another opportunity for the Cougars. It could be a cross. Will Wangandu send it? Will he send it back? It's a cross, but it's not a great one. Not a big ball for the Concordia, Wisconsin Falcons. Very solid game. It's been quite entertaining. Trying to send a long ball down the wing, but Wangandu's going to be there to clear it out. Here comes an opportunity. Acosta has it. Acosta loses it. Now it'll be an opportunity to go with a through ball. Nobody in the center, only Caleb Kale. People summing up into the center of the box. Too long of a ball. It'll be sent over for Caleb Kale, trying to get out of that tight space, having an opportunity to send a through ball. Will Michael Sinise get a shot on? It's a cross, but nobody was there to get it. There's a little bit of a concern when it comes to having that striker, that natural center forward in the box. The Cougars actually lost both of their starting strikers last season, which would have been Garrett Pointer and their other striker, Phillip. It was a bit of a disappointment that they weren't able to replace them with such high caliber strikers. So not having someone there who is just naturally having the instinct of taking a shot, getting in the box, trying to score, really does affect the game. Here's an opportunity to send a cross. Nobody's really in there, but a lot of Concordia, Wisconsin defenders there. Not really a clear cross. Now it'll be a corner. First corner for the Concordia Chicago Cougars. Sends the cross in. Will somebody get a head on it? Takes a shot. Concordia, Wisconsin still pressuring, not letting Cougars get a head on it. Now Acosta looking for an option up top. Doesn't really have anyone. The Cougars regain possession, trying to play it out in the back. Over Castañeda. Castañeda moves it forward, looking for options over for Moresco. Moresco back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez might look for Wangandu. Wangandu has the ball now. Looking to see how they can play from the back. Sends a pass, not too great of a pass. But the Cougars regain possession. Wangandu telling people to open up. Trying to get through there, Michael Sinise. Justin Ocampo with the ball. This would be like there's a foul, and now it'll be a ball for the Cougars. Not too many shots in this first half so far. Only 2 shots from Concordia, Wisconsin, and 5 shots from Concordia, Chicago. It's actually a bit of a refreshing sight to see that Concordia, Chicago actually have more shots than the opposing team. It usually isn't that way, but it seems like in this game they really are pushing up and trying to get an opportunity to score. There's been a couple of crosses besides those shots. Unfortunately, out of those 5 shots for the Cougars, none of them have been on target, and one of them has been on target. This could be an opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin. But yeah, none of those shots from the Falcons have been on target. It'll be a corner for Concordia, Wisconsin. Looking for another opportunity to get on the score sheet to really reverse how this game has been played, which has been mostly controlled by the Cougars. Comes the cross, a header, but Nathan Guriel, without a single problem, sending the ball forward. Now it's for the Cougars. Wangandu passes it back. Really pushing to try to get through there, but ball is lost, and now it's throw-in for Concordia, Wisconsin. Still looking for options right there. Seems to be a player who's tying his shoes, perhaps. I thought at first it would have been a bit of an injury, but loses possession in the throw-in. Now it's Justin Ocampo with the ball. Cougars recover. Caleb Kale looking to see if anybody runs in. Send a through ball. Sends to Justin Ocampo. Ocampo with the ball. Running down the wing slowly. Looking for Sinise. Sinise has an option to cross or take on the player. He's going to take on the player. Sends it over to Caleb Kale. Doesn't really understand himself with Sinise. It'll be possession for the Concordia, Wisconsin Falcons. Really starting to get a little bit more control of the game, at least in defense when it comes to the Falcons, and as opposed to the beginning of the game. Here's an opportunity, but Gutierrez gets to it first. Now Juan Moresco doesn't want any trouble. Make sure that it actually goes out. It's going to be a corner for Concordia, Wisconsin again. That'll be another one that they get, another opportunity, another golden opportunity that they really could use, because Concordia Chicago Cougars tend to struggle a bit with these corners. It's a bit of a disagreement there between defenders and attackers, having one of the Concordia Wisconsin players pushing a little bit on the goalkeeper. Sends the cross in, and seems to have been a foul on the keeper, but it's not called. Now it's the ball for the Cougars, and they might go on a counterattack. Michael Sinise over to Ocampo. Ocampo and Sinise. Number 22, Kessler, gets rid of it. Doesn't want anything to do with it. Loses the ball there. There's a complaint that there was a foul. Doesn't seem to have made too much of a contact. That'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Throw-in will be retaken by Moresco. Sends it over to Caleb Kale. Doesn't get to him. Ball is cleared. Gutierrez trying to get on it before. Now Moresco trying to clear the ball. Doesn't quite get it. Things are getting complicated in that Cougars defense. One-on-ones. Justin Ocampo tries to recover the possession. Now it's Kale. Acosta. Acosta sends a through ball. This could be an opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin, and it is. And it's a goal for Concordia, Wisconsin, the first one of the match. I've been saying it all game. Concordia Cougars cannot allow those through balls to go in. They can't control the game. They were controlling the game, but as soon as you give the opposing team an edge, you can make a mistake like that, and it costs you big. Nothing to do for the goalkeeper. It was pretty much a great through ball from Acosta. And a great goal by Matthew Payne. Now the Cougars are going to have to try to find a way to come back into this game, a game that they were controlling. And whenever you get scored on when you are controlling the game, it takes a big toll on how you look at the game for the rest of the match. Another through ball. Another dangerous opportunity. Castañeda tries to keep possession. Now it's over to Kale. Kale trying to keep it in. Doesn't really understand himself with his attackers. Another opportunity. Guriel's on the ground and the ball's still playing. I don't understand why the ref hasn't called, and now he does. There's a shot there that Wangandu got his foot on it. Bit of a confrontation. We'll be right back in a bit because gotten up already. Bit of a clash there between him and the defender trying to get that ball. There's a substitution for Michael Sinise. Isaac Hernandez coming in. Game's about to be reinstated by the ref. He's just having a bit of a talk with Cougars goalkeeper Guriel. Guriel going to play it from the back, doesn't clear it. Looking to move forward. Wangandu with the ball, gets fouled, gets stepped on. Doesn't seem to be too bad, but it's already gotten up and play will continue. There was a yellow card for Bernardo Delgado and Kyle Parker over on Concordia, Wisconsin side. Bernardo Delgado from Concordia, Chicago. Here comes a cross in. Concordia, Wisconsin wins it, and it's called as a foul. There's a slight push on the back of the defender. Concordia, Wisconsin looking to go forward, looking to get another goal and expand their lead, really try to dig into this game. Cougars are going to try to look for a way that they can really show that dominance that they've been having in the entire first half. Unfortunately, the goals haven't came, and it's a little bit disappointing. Comes an opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin to send a long through ball, but defenders will get on it. Ocampo with the ball, sending it over to Isaac Hernandez. Caleb Kale loses possession. Bit of a push and pull. It's called a foul in favor of Wisconsin. Now the Falcons will be looking to go forward. Wangandu putting pressure on there. Ball is cleared. Isaac Hernandez. Justin Ocampo sending it forward. Isaac doesn't get to it yet. Long ball. Believe there was an offsides, and there is an offsides. Well called by the ref. Now Moresco looking to find any open spaces, any open people who will be able to receive the ball. Sends a long ball over to Isaac Hernandez, wins the header, but there was nobody there. Back to the goalkeeper, Enrique Torres. That'll be Butterfield. Back to his defenders. Paler. Paler looking for options. long through ball over to the wing. But Wangandu gets the pressure on there and makes sure that he doesn't get through. It'll be a throw-in for Concordia, Wisconsin. I think after this first initial goal, the game has gotten a little bit more sided over to Concordia, Wisconsin. Not too many opportunities like in the first few minutes of the game for the Cougars. Comes another opportunity, but that'll be going out, and it'll be a ball for the Cougars. No, somebody thinks that the ref says that one of the Cougars got a hand on it. Acosta goes over to the corner to send the cross in. Been quite a few opportunities like this for the Falcons. This is just another one in which the Cougars really have to be careful because they're already 1-0 down even though they've been controlling the majority of the first half. Here comes another cross, and apparently there was, not sure what the ref is calling there, but the corner will be retaken. So far, 5 shots for both teams. Like I said, Concordia, Wisconsin really making a bit of a comeback when it comes to attacking opportunities. Cross, and then Guriel gets his hand on it. It's no problem right there. Not too many. I feel like when it comes to all those crosses and corners, Concordia, Wisconsin has a very similar problem to that of the Cougars. Really winning those headers in a very favorable position, sending those crosses as well. Madillo over to the wing, looking for an opportunity to cross. Hernandez taking on the player. Will it be a cross? Yes, but nobody was there. Caleb Kill tries to recover the ball. Looking for Justin Ocampo. Ocampo with the ball is beaten by the defender, and now the ball is cleared. Looking for an opportunity to counterattack. Gutierrez gets to it, though, but loses possession. Now it's Concordia, Wisconsin again going down the wing. Maresca trying to get there before, and he does. Just clears the ball. Doesn't want any mistakes, like I've said. Any more mistakes like these, and especially going into the last bit of the first half. You saw number 3, Paler, going out of the game. And Elias Roman coming in as a substitution for Concordia, Wisconsin. Now here's another ball into the box. Just clearance after clearance. Isaac Hernandez over for Lechuga. Lechuga sending it to Wangandu. I think it would have been a better option to look for Kale. Now Wangandu loses the ball, and it's cleared by the Concordia, Wisconsin goalkeeper. Ocampo tries to control it, but doesn't get a great head on it. Butterfield has the ball now, looking to play with the rest of his defense. Looking to build up forward, kind of keep possession of the ball as much as possible in these last few minutes. 8 minutes left of the game. Not trying to make any mistakes so that the Cougars could take advantage of them. Here's another opportunity. Gutierrez clears it. It'll be a throw-in for the Falcons. Just another opportunity to send the ball into the box. Falcons aren't really ones to send it close by when it comes to throw-ins. They really look for that opportunity. Like if it was a corner, it's won by the Cougars, though. It's taking a shot, but Nathan Goodell has it there. Absolutely no problem. Looking to go forward quick. Over to Caleb Kale. Caleb Kale not really with any options. Over to Justin Ocampo. Ocampo over to Moresco. Moresco looking to see if Badillo is open. No, it's Isaac Hernandez. Isaac Hernandez will look for Badillo. Takes on the player. One-on-one. Moresco takes the shot. Fantastic shot, and the keeper does even better. Unbelievable save. And that is the first really, really clear shot for the Cougars. I think that might even be the first one on target, but now Concordia, Wisconsin want to respond with a counterattack, still with the possession of the ball. Ocampo recovers, though. Sending the through ball down. But Concordia, Wisconsin have the ball again. That shot from Moresco. Another opportunity right here. This could be a clear one for Concordia, Wisconsin. That gets trapped into the corner. There might be a foul there, but the ref says play on. It's a ball for the Cougars now. Shoulder to shoulder right there. Like I said, with Juan Moresco, it's one of those players that really adds himself up to the attack. He really offers more than just defending. He's not that classical fullback who stays back, man marks, and really just sends long through balls. He goes up all the way into the box and really tries to take a shot, really tries to get involved. And that's why he has taken that starting position on the left side. Now the Cougars looking to get at least a goal before the end of the first half, which will be very vital, very important for them to go with a better game plan for the second half. Isaac Hernandez trying to press. Now Butterfield with the ball. Isaac Hernandez keeps pressing, but sends a through long ball. Asael tries to clear it, but now it's an opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin. Juan Moresco getting back possession of the ball, making sure that doesn't get a cross in. Yeah, there's another throw in for Concordia, Wisconsin over close by where the box is. Another opportunity as if it was a corner. That's one thing about Concordia, Wisconsin. They don't waste a single opportunity to get it into the box and maybe score. Now to be sent all the way into the box again. Header not really won by anyone. Bouncing off many legs. Now it's cleared. Concordia, Wisconsin still with the ball. Sending back to their defense. Looking for more opportunities now. It'll be Kessler over to Acosta. Guriel has the ball now. Not really any trouble there. Bit of a deflection. It'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Wangandu with the ball, sending the throw in. Looking for an opportunity to go one-on-one. Acosta has the ball. Very, very skilled, very technical player. Acosta, player who gave the assist for the first and only goal of the match. I think it's safe to say that that's one of the greatest assists I've seen in some of these games because there was really very little space in between to really get that ball through and to even have that vision to get it through all of those defenders. Fantastic assist. Now it'll be here for the Cougars. Going forward, looking for a through ball. Losing possession. That's one of the things that the Cougars need to stop doing because I see that they have this same similar thing of sending long through balls and losing possession. And Concordia, Wisconsin have noticed that, and what they are doing a lot more is what the Cougars started doing in the beginning of the match, which is playing a lot more in defense, looking for better opportunities, closer contact passes, not sending all those long through balls, just like this one. Kale probably trying to look for Isaac Hernandez, but there's never a chance that he was going to get to the ball. Now the goalkeeper sends it over to Ramon. Ramon looking to send it to the rest of his defense. Ramon with the ball. Lechuga recovers but loses it. Now the ball back to Acosta. Cougars in the back line seem to be very solid. It's just that one little mistake that they had. I mean, besides not marking the man that was running in, like I said, the assist was fantastic, but you cannot allow those mistakes to really happen, because even with a team that hasn't had a great season, they still have talented players that can really do some damage to you. But you're trying to recover the ball, but now it's Concordia, Wisconsin who has an opportunity. Not a great pass, and now it'll be Guriel who sends the ball back to his defenders, looking for any opportunity to kind of get a last opportunity before this first half ends. Badillo tries to control, loses possession again, and it's going to be Guriel's ball. Really the last chance of the game. Ocampo looking to maybe get one more, but no, it's going to be Concordia, Wisconsin who are going to get the last one. And that is pretty much the last play of the game. Can they get a throw-in before the time clock ends? And it's the first half done. Concordia, Wisconsin 1, Concordia, Chicago 0. This game has been very interesting. We've had a lot of back and forth and throughout the game, but unfortunately, Concordia, Wisconsin have really turned it around. Now they have 9 shots to the Cougars, which started off with a pretty good amount of opportunities. Now it's a 9-shot to 6-shot game right now. Cougars only had one shot on target, and that was a shot from Moresco. Well, not much to say in this first half. Hopefully the Cougars can do something better in the second half. We'll be right back with this transmission. Thank you for joining us. Hello and welcome back to this magnificent game between Concordia, Wisconsin and Concordia, Chicago Cougars. I'm Alfredo Jaramillo Ruiz. We are back for this second half, 1-0 for the Falcons. And the Cougars have tried this whole entire first half to really take control of the match. They did in the first few minutes. Unfortunately, there was a great pass by Acosta and scored by the Falcons. Now it'll be an opportunity in the second half to kind of take a different approach for the Cougars and try to get back into the game. As we see, the Cougars have tried to start off with a very attacking identity to this match. Here comes Caleb Kale to push. Bernardo Delgado over on the right wing. Pressure by Lechuga. Concordia, Wisconsin still keeping possession of the ball like in the end of the first half. Here's an opportunity to send a through ball. Moresco over to Sinise. Sinise looking to run down the wing, maybe looking for an opportunity to cut in and take a shot. Goes all the way. He's going to take the shot, and it's almost a goal. Very close to taking it all the way from the midfield and scoring on his own. Bit wide. Goalkeeper didn't get a hand on it, but it just scraped the post. And this is a great way to start for the Cougars, really looking to get back into this game. It's not a big difference. It's a 1-0, and they had been controlling in the first 20 minutes of the first half. So now Wangandu with the throw-in. Wangandu looking for any options, any clear options. Now it's with Michael Sinise. Not really able to keep control of it. It'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Quick throw-in over for Badillo. Justin Ocampo tries to get the ball. Seems to be a foul, but there was one before that play. And it'll be Butterfield who sends the ball back into play. Justin Ocampo a little bit hurt. Now gets up. He's going to be able to continue. It'll be Kessler. Kessler with the long ball. Castañeda makes sure that nobody gets through. Acosta. Now it'll be Moresco. Moresco looking to go forward. Sinise has the ball. Now a quick give and go. Lechuga, Badillo. Over for Delgado. Delgado could look for Wangandu with Lechuga. Now it's Wangandu sitting through ball, really understanding themselves there. Trying not to lose possession of the ball. But they have, and now it's Concordia, Wisconsin who recover the ball. Bernardo Delgado. Looking for Justin Ocampo. Ocampo could send the cross in, but doesn't. He just looks for any better opportunities. Gutierrez controlling, sending it back to Castañeda. Castañeda moving forward. Doesn't get a good pass on it. Now it's a counterattack that could be very, very lethal for the Cougars. Burgos sends a through ball over for Kessler. Kessler looks to take the shot but doesn't. Tried to send a through ball. Bounced off the defender. Concordia, Wisconsin with the ball. Looking for any opportunity to get through that solid defense that the Cougars have been having for the majority of the season. Unfortunate mistakes that they have and that have costed them a couple of goals, but now it'll be the ball for Nathan Gudioh. Castañeda controls. Takes on the player. Justin Ocampo. Wangandu. Looking forward to send it long, but sends it straight at the keeper. He complains that nobody was there. Kessler over to their captain, sending the long ball. Now it's Kinsey sending across. This could be another opportunity, but the ball is a little bit too far for him, and Guriel gets his hands on it, sends it long, trying to find a way to go forward. Ocampo. Ocampo tries to get in between a couple of players and is fouled. It'll be a ball for the Cougars. They really have to try to get as much possession as possible, really control this second half. It's a very close game. Still a very winnable game. Wangandu with the ball now, looking for Bernardo Delgado, but doesn't really quite get a good pass on him. Wangandu sending in the throw-in. Lechuga trying to control. Sending the cross. Now it's Concordia, Wisconsin who try to keep possession of the ball. There might have been a foul there, and there is. A lot of fouls in this second half so far. Now it's with Acosta. Acosta putting his defender in a compromising position, but recovers well. Kessler over. Concordia, Wisconsin looking to get through that midfield again. Another foul. This time by Badillo. It's going to be a ball for the Concordia, Wisconsin Falcons. Here could be an opportunity down the wing. Takes on the player. Sends the cross in. Now there's another opportunity. Takes a shot and it's a goal! And it's another one for the Concordia, Wisconsin Falcons. And it just gets more and more difficult for the Cougars now. Guriel, nothing to do again. There's a bit of a miscommunication between the defenders. Then there was a couple of mistakes right there that has costed another goal for the Cougars in a game in which they had been controlling in the first half. And in this second half, they had been trying a lot more than in the end of the first half. Unfortunately, now it's a 2-0. And it'll be a lot more complicated. Harris Burgos scoring the goal, assisted by Matthew Payne. Cougars are going to have to completely change the style in which they play the second half now if they really want to at least get a tie. Because Concordia, Wisconsin look like they're going for the third goal. They want the third goal. They want the fourth goal. They don't want to allow the Cougars to really have any sort of a comeback. Over Paler. Paler looks for the long ball. Castañeda gets his head on it. Ocampo covers. Still remains the possession for the Cougars. But Kessler recovers, sends a through ball. This could be another opportunity. It's for Naven, but Gutierrez with the ball, sending it over for Bernardo Delgado. Lechuga trying to send a through ball. There's a handball. Ocampo. To Delgado. No, to Lechuga. Delgado. Badillo tries to recover. So does Ocampo. Ocampo does recover. Now he's looking to go forward. Any options, any opportunities? Michael Sinise could send the cross in, take on the player. Looks like he's going to send the cross in, and it's now going to be a corner. Complains that there was a handball. There might have been a handball, but there's really not much he can do if the penalty wasn't called. It's going to be a corner for the Cougars. They really have to take these opportunities as much as possible because they don't have many. Takes the shot. It's blocked by his own player, Wangandu, but they still have possession. Now it's Moresco with the ball trying to go up forward, loses it. Castaneda tries to recover, but now it's a counterattack for the Wisconsin Falcons, sending a through ball. Gutierrez does well to get a head on it. Castaneda trying to go forward, find any opportunities to find his teammates. Delgado. Lechuga over to Sinise, but doesn't get a good pass on it. Acosta now. Kessler's been one of those players that has done really well both on defense and going forward. Another one of those notable players along with Acosta and obviously the goal scorer Harris Burgos, Matthew Payne. Been doing quite a good job over by the Falcons. Sinise trying to take on a player. Sends it back. Now there's a cross in for the Cougars, and this was a golden opportunity that they just missed. But it was an offside anyway. Kind of saved them right there because they don't get too many opportunities like this, and if that had not been offsides, would have been a super, super huge missed chance right there. Wangandu gets ahead on it. Michael Sinise tries to get to the ball but doesn't. Not a good control by Cometa. Wangandu in the throw-in. Delgado tries to send it back over to Sinise. Sinise slips, but it's going to be a ball for the Cougars now. Really want to see Sinise get a goal. He's got 4 already this season. Top goal scorer for the Cougars. One of those players you really hope that Coach Brad Callahan can keep in the team and really build the future of this project with him. Ramon with the ball. Looking to get a through ball anywhere there for the Falcons. Justin Ocampo recovers over to Michael Sinise. Sinise one-on-one. Now he's going to get an opportunity. He gets pushed over, and it's a shot, and it's a goal! Fantastic goal. Unbelievable how from a potential foul there ended up being a goal. There's a bit of a misunderstanding, and now there's going to be a yellow card for Butterfield for a push on Badillo. Concordia, Wisconsin are not happy, and they are lashing out a bit. But the Cougars are absolutely ecstatic right now. They see this as a great opportunity to come back into the game. And it is a lifeline for them because not too many shots on target, not too many really clear opportunities to score. They have had a lot more possession in the first half and a lot more possession in the second half. But it's it's been a very difficult game for them. Concordia, Wisconsin looking to respond quick by sending it forward, not quite to anyone. Gudil with the ball, trying to keep his players calm, get them to understand that nothing has won yet. There's a ball for Michael Sinise, tackled, but now it's Wangandu who has the ball, really looking to go forward. That's a foul that might get a red card at that point. Tensions are getting a bit high in this game. Something really kind of expected for a clash between two Concordias, but nevertheless, the foul on Juan Moresco, who's still on the ground. Seems like he's hurting a lot. Not sure if he'll be able to continue after that tackle. Physical trainers are checking on him, making sure that it's nothing too horrible or bad. There's a yellow card for Samuel Ortiz for that tackle. Which honestly could have been quite easily a red card. Cougars are really enthusiastic after that first goal, and they really want to get back into the game. It's a 2-1 game, and there's still quite a lot of time left, 31 minutes to go. Seems like Moresco's going to be okay. He's going to be able to continue for the rest of the match. Justin Ocampo's going to send the ball into the box. Comes Justin Ocampo with the cross in. Pretty good opportunity. Nobody really gets a good head on it. Wangandu tried, but kind of just hit the back of his head and didn't really go anywhere. Still a lot of complaining by both teams. It's going to be a goal kick for Concordia, Wisconsin. Andrew Lechuga. Lechuga tells him to stay calm. Giovanni Lechuga tells him to stay focused, and there's a lot of game left, so I think the Cougars have an opportunity to really go forward. Matthew LeBoy coming in for Jesus Badillo. And Nathan Green getting substituted in for Matthew Payne. Over by Wisconsin. LeBoy is one of those players that very quick, very agile. We've seen him in past games get a really quick opportunity to possibly score. Didn't quite get it. Comes across and Gondo clearing it out. Now this could be the first opportunity for LeBoy with the speed. Going one-on-one with the player. Still has the ball. Looking for Michael Sinise, a through ball. Michael Sinise could look on the other side for an opportunity. Nobody's there. A little bit far from where he wanted to send it. Now Moresco regains possession. Concordia, Wisconsin doesn't let him clear it out. It'll be a ball for the Cougars and a throw-in. Juan Moresco sends it forward. Concordia, Wisconsin recovers. It'll be a throw-in for Concordia, Wisconsin. Another opportunity to really take back control of the game after that goal. Giovanni Lechuga still with the ball now. Sinise over for Delgado. Delgado could look for Wangandu. He does. Sends a through ball. Now this could be a cross if he reaches it. Doesn't really get a good contact on it. Defender does well to not allow anything to go through. Sends the ball through over for Cometa. Butter. Here's another opportunity. This could be a goal. But seems to be that there was an offsides prior to that. Gurria will be happy that there was no risk there of the ball going to the back of the net. It's those little mistakes that the Cougars really have to be careful with. They've been making it constantly, but here is Maresco trying to go forward now for Michael Sinise. Sinise taking on the player, sending the cross. Nobody was there. Acosta getting pressured on. Cougars really putting a lot of pressure on that defense. Now Justin Ocampo taking the shot. It's deflected and cleared. Ball back in play. Sinise taking on again. Another cross. Way too far. Cougars are trying, but they have to try to keep as much possession as possible because some of those crosses not making it to any player don't really help. Kessler. Now Concordia, Wisconsin moving forward, losing the ball. Giovanni Lechuga. Michael Sinise looking for an opportunity to take a shot. He will. No, he cuts in, takes the shot, and surely not any more danger there. Ball's been cleared. Still with the ball, takes the shot, and it's close. It's right by the post. It's gone wide, but it's a very, very good opportunity by the Cougars. It'll be a corner. The goalkeeper seems to have gotten a touch on it. That'll be the fifth. That would have been the third save for that goalkeeper. There seems to be a foul right there, and I don't know if there's going to be a card given, but doesn't seem like it. The players are all good. Long ball over to Cometa, but Wangandu is pressuring to try to get onto it first. The ball goes off. It'll be a ball for the Cougars, a throw-in. Looking for Delgado. Delgado doesn't get a head on it. Castañeda tries to clear, but misses the ball. Ocampo recovers. I think a lot of credit has to be given to Justin Ocampo this game for not so much for how he's been attacking, but the recovery, the amount of recoveries he's made throughout this entire match has been quite impressive for a player that's more attacking. He's been doing a lot of that recovery work that Giovanni Velasquez usually does. Now here comes Acosta taking on one player, taking on two players, another third player. Cometa can cross right here. It's a deflection, and now it's Delgado. Delgado's going to look all the way to the other side. Try to send it to... Now Caleb Kill. Comes an opportunity to take a shot. But it's well covered, although the ref seems to think that there was a push by Gutierrez. Over on Volaroth. A very dangerous position. It's right outside the box. Way too close to the goal end. Gutiel's going to have to really put a strong wall up there. Be 4 players, Justin Ocampo, Wangandu, Castañeda, and not sure who else. It's going to probably be Kessler, who takes the shot, and it's actually gone quite close to the corner of the goal, but just wide. It'll be a goal kick by Nathan Gutiel, player who's had few opportunities. Couple saves here and there. Long ball over for Delgado. LeBoy right next to him, looking to support his teammate. Delgado takes on 1, takes on 2. Loses possession of the ball. Wangandu does great to get a header on it. Now LeBoy has an opportunity to cross. And he does, but straight to the keeper. Now Concordia, Wisconsin are going to look to go back, get another opportunity. They have really started to lose control of the game. Not as many opportunities as they did in the end of the first half and the beginning of this half. Justin Ocampo tries to clear, but makes a bit of a mistake. Recovers the ball anyway. Now has been fouled. Concordia looks to play quick. Over there, Michael Sinise sending it to Moresco. Now it's LeBoy. LeBoy looking to find an option to cross, but doesn't. Gets tangled up there with the rest of the defenders. Ball is cleared, and it'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Moresco with the ball. Defender does well to get the ball off of Moresco. Sinise. Back to Justin Ocampo. Moresco sends it down the wing. Great opportunity, but that Concordia, Wisconsin defense is starting to look really rock solid. If anything, they're not really trying to attack anymore. They're really trying to keep the score at 2-1. They don't want any more complications from the Cougars. It's going to be a cross, an opportunity to win the header, and they don't. Now Wangandu tries to recover the ball. He does. Looks to keep it in play. Now it's going to be a throw-in for the Cougars. Sends it over for Lechuga. Doesn't quite get there. Delgado still with the ball. Tries to send the cross, and it's going to be a corner for the Cougars. Cougars are coming from a game where they lost against St. Norbert. Meanwhile, Concordia, Wisconsin are coming from a game in which they lost to Edgewood. Similar scorelines, however, 2-0 for the Cougars and 3-0 for Wisconsin. Just cross sent in, but now it's Delgado who has the ball, taking on Acosta. Over for Sinise. Sinise trying to take on the player instead of sending it to Lechuga. Loses the ball. Now there could be a counterattack right here. Cometa running down the wing. Delgado has the ball now, sending it back to Castañeda. Over for Guriel. Guriel has Gutierrez and Castañeda open. Just looking to go forward. Over for Delgado. We win the header, doesn't get a head on it. Still pressuring to try to keep it. Acosta now sends a bullet straight into the chest of Ocampo. Laboy has the ball now. Over for Ocampo, looking to go forward. Lechuga loses possession. Moresco recovers. Now it's Justin. Bit of a misunderstanding in the play right there. Ocampo complains that it went off the Falcons player, but ref seems to think otherwise. Goalkeeper's pressured over by Laboy. Kessler really going on the whole entire width of the field, looking for an option. Over for Cometa. Cometa offside. Now Concordia Chicago looking to play it quick. Delgado's trying to find Sinise over on the other side. Can't really get a good control on it. There's been some substitutions. Giovanni Lechuga will be going out, and in his place it will be Jefferson Garcia. Here's a through ball. Bagudia will get his hands on it. He doesn't. The ball's still in play. There could be an opportunity, but it's been cleared. Still with the ball. Another substitution that was made was Caleb Kale going out for Isaac Hernandez. And over by Wisconsin, Samuel Ortiz going out for Kyle Paler. Wangandu trying to recover that ball, not wanting to have any trouble inside the box. Castañeda sending the long ball. Nobody really wins the header for Concordia Chicago right now. Isaac Hernandez trying to go forward but loses possession to Acosta. Kessler going forward, sends the cross in, but it's going to be an easy ball for Nathan Guriel. Wants to send it long, knows that he has only 16 minutes of this match to really make an impact. That'll be for Juan Moresco. Moresco sending the long ball over to Laboy. A little bit way too far. Acosta recovers. Looks at options forward, but Guriel's going to get to it first. That'll be Castañeda. Castañeda over to Gutierrez. Gutierrez back to Castañeda. Bit of passing back and forth between center backs. Castañeda looking for Laboy. Not a great pass. Justin Ocampo recovers, however, and Michael Sinise can't get to the ball. Only 15 minutes to go. And it's still a very tight game. It's still, honestly, anyone's game because at any moment, Concordia Chicago could get another goal. And it puts them back into this game. And honestly, a tie would not be a bad result for either of these teams, but they're both really looking for a win to get off of that bad run of form. Concordia Chicago needed a lot more than Concordia Wisconsin, however. They don't want to extend their losing streak a little bit more over to 11 games. going to be a throw in by the Cougars. Isaac Hernandez wins the header. But now Concordia, Wisconsin recover. There's a bit of pushing and shoving there, but now it's going to be another counterattack. Gutierrez does well to get back and win the ball over. Goes forward. Ball is cleared, and now it's Jesus Badillo who has the ball. Looks for Wangandu. No, looks for Castañeda. Castañeda to Wangandu. Over to Delgado. Delgado, another one of those players that very technical, very agile, very good player, very quick, and definitely should be getting a lot more minutes. Costa sends a long through ball, but Castañeda is going to have the ball, no problem. Sends it over for Guriel. Guriel has time, nobody pressures. A couple substitutions for Concordia, Wisconsin. It's going to be Nathan Green for Matthew Payne, Lucas Olsen for Harris Burgos, and Aiden Cometa for Mateo Navin. Concordia, Wisconsin are looking to bring in some players that can really freshen up the team and try to finish this off. However, the Cougars are not willing to let this game go just yet. Castañeda with the ball. Over to Gutierrez. Great partnership right there, Castañeda and Gutierrez. Been solid the whole entire season. Just a couple mistakes here and there, but for the most part, really good team. Gutierrez tries to take a shot from outside the box, doesn't really get it on target. There'll be a goal kick for the Falcons. A couple of players for Concordia Chicago came in. So substitution, Bernardo Delgado for Ivan Pelayo. There's another opportunity to take a shot, and it's a save by Nathan Guriel. Still gets onto the ball. Kind of let the ball go right there for a second, but did great to recover and not allow the Concordia, Wisconsin attacker get to it first. Susbadillo trying to go against the Costa. Costa sending in a bit of a weird cross in there to nobody, but now there's a foul on Castañeda. Another substitution for Concordia, Wisconsin previously. Angel Elizondo for Nevin Valerath. Comes Gutierrez trying to send a through ball, but doesn't get to the player he wanted. He's going to win a header. Badillo trying to get to it first, but no, Concordia, Wisconsin. Now it's Juan Moresco. Be a ball for Michael Sinise running down the wing, looking to take on any players, but they really do lock him down back in that corner. 3 players on him, not allowing him to send the cross, not allowing him to look for any other opportunities. Be a few more substitutions for the Cougars. Looking to maybe get some fresh ideas, some fresh legs, some more energy into these last 9 minutes of the match. Cross came in, but didn't really get a good head on it. Now it's a ball for the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper wasting a bit of time. And it's normal for a game like this in which it's very close and you don't want to get equalized. Kind of just have to. It's a kind of a tactical thing where you just waste time to make sure that the opposing team doesn't get any more opportunities. Matthew LeBoy was one of the ones that was substituted out. In goes Justin Ocampo, Isaac Hernandez for Giovanni Lechuga. Ivan Pelayo leaves the field for Caleb Kale. And Jefferson Garcia for Bernardo Delgado. In comes the cross. Wangandu does well to get a head on it. Falls onto the ground, but seems to be a bit injured. Now there's a counterattack over on the other side. Lechuga sending it down to the other side of the wing. Now this could be another opportunity either to take a shot or send a cross, and goes all the way, takes the shot, but it's not too strong of a shot. The goalkeeper has no problem getting his hands on it. Wangandu seems to have misstepped in that attempt to header the ball. Now he's on the sitting on the field. Physical trainers looking to go in and observe if anything has happened to him or if he'll be able to continue. It's already gotten up. Looks like he'll be able to continue. There'll be no further problems. It's a player that's been playing the entirety of the match. I mean, at this point, there's obvious fatigue in a lot of those players like Juan Moresco, like Wangandu, who've been running up and down the field the whole entire match. Wangandu fighting like a warrior again, but loses the ball. Now it's an opportunity for Concordia, Wisconsin. Will he take a shot? And Wangandu recovers the ball again. Really is one of those players that just goes up and down the field, a full entire player, just very complete. It'll be a throw-in for Concordia, Wisconsin. Wangandu clearing the ball. Feel like there could have been a better option in that ball. It'll be Butterfield. Going to send the throw in. Looking for another opportunity to score. Header won by Wisconsin, but now it's over for Badillo. Badillo sends it to Delgado. Michael Sinise taking on Acosta. Justin Ocampo over for Moresco. Not a great pass. Now there's a possible foul, but Acosta recovers the ball, so it's not called. Long ball sent. This could be another opportunity, but it was called as an offside. And either way, Gutiel already had gotten his hands on it. There was not a good control by the Concordia, Wisconsin attacker. Castañeda sends a long ball. Not long enough, though. Lechuga to the wing where Delgado is going to look to send it to Sinise. Sinise does A little bit of skill sends the pass, but the ball apparently had already left the field. Sinise can't believe it. Frustrated, given that there's only 5 minutes left and they really don't have much time to get too many other goal-scoring opportunities. There'll be a corner, and really everyone has to really get up there to try to score. Sinise over Delgado. Sinise again. Now it'll be Castañeda to Gutierrez, playing very high up on the field. Gutierrez. A lot of frustration between some players. Lechuga over for Castañeda. Over to Bernardo Delgado. Trying to take on the player, but it seems like his legs won't allow it. So obvious fatigue in the players, and it's not easy when a game of such high intensity has been played. Trying to close this game off for Concordia, Wisconsin, and for the Cougars, they're trying to just get that one last shot that goes into the back of the net. Comes the cross in. Nobody really gets a clear header on it. That's Concordia, Wisconsin, but there's a cross by the Cougars. Seems to be a foul. It's going to be a yellow card. Believe it's for Lechuga. It's not a great way to end this match. I mean, there's 4 minutes left. It's very difficult to see how the Cougars can come back and get a win, but the tie is still possible. And they're still pushing for it. They've had more opportunities in these last few minutes than Concordia, Wisconsin. At least a lot more clear opportunities. A lot of the opportunities that Wisconsin have been offsides. Now it's Michael Sinise looking for Isaac Hernandez. Another great play to Michael Sinise, but now it's going to be a shot. It's a really close one. Not sure if the goalkeeper got a hand on it, but out of nothing, Lechuga got a great shot. Ref seems to think that there was no contact by the goalkeeper, and it'll be a goal kick for Concordia, Wisconsin. Sending it along over to get one last goal scoring opportunity for the Falcons. It's down the wing. Trapping him. Really getting the ball back. Now it'll be a throw in for the Cougars going forward. Looking for Bernardo Delgado on the other side. Doesn't get to him. Ball is cleared up into the air. Who's going to get control of it? Jesus Badillo now has it. Cougars still with possession of the ball. Gutierrez. Now this could be on a counterattack, but there's not really many players in the middle that can help him out. He's kind of on his own for the Falcons. Ball is recovered. Look to move forward, but very difficult with so many bodies in front of him. Now Ngandu. Ngandu looking to give Delgado a better option. Now it's Isaac Hernandez. It's not offside. This is an opportunity to take a shot, and it's close. It just goes wide. So apparently Yellow card for one of the Concordia, Wisconsin players. Isaac Hernandez doing great with that shot, but it was just a bit wide. Golden opportunities. Great shot, but you really do wonder at this point of the game, you have to do a little bit better, given that there's only 2 minutes left. And it's not on Isaac Hernandez, it's just in general. Some of these shots that have been taken in these past last minutes really do have to be a lot better if you really want to equalize this game. There's not many minutes left, 2 minutes to go. Probably maybe another 2 plays left. Now it's Wangando's ball. Looking to go forward to Badillo or Bernardo Delgado. Now it's Bernardo Delgado. Castañeda sends it forward. Laboy has the ball. Badillo. Not a great pass. Badillo recovers. Wangando with the ball. Looking to see if he could send it across to anybody. Delgado. Delgado takes on a player back to Wangando. Concordia, Wisconsin recovers. Justin Ocampo has the ball. It's becoming a very difficult game. There's only a minute left. Justin Ocampo does everything to recover the ball and try to get one last play into this game. 58 seconds, last play of the game. Concordia, Chicago have to go all up if they want to equalize this. Wangando has the ball. Could send it over to Delgado. He does. Delgado trying to find a way through. There's 3 defenders on him. It's going to be a throw-in, but it's going to be for Concordia, Wisconsin. And it seems like the possibilities of an equalizer are just falling apart, going away. Ball is sent long. Wangando's going to get on it. Going to be pressured, and it's going to be Concordia, Wisconsin who get a throw-in. They cannot let the players attack like this. The frustration is setting in for the Cougars. 11 seconds left. This game is pretty much done and dusted. A little bit frustrating for the Cougars because that'll be the 11th loss of the season. Well, the 11th loss of the season in a row. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, 2-1. Concordia, Wisconsin take the win. Concordia, Chicago are still in their unfortunate losing streak. A game that was well fought by both teams. A game in which it really could have been for any team. Concordia, Chicago tried their best, really controlled the last few minutes of the game. And we'll have to see what comes next in these next few weeks because the season is already very close to its end. And yet the Cougars cannot get a win since Andrews when they won 6-2. And since then, it's been very difficult games. And Concordia, Wisconsin are now getting their first win since September 7th of this year, which is about a month ago. And honestly, not much to say over this game. Concordia, Chicago tried. There really wasn't anything else they could do. And they just got to look forward and try to make the best out of this game. Thank you very much for joining us in this match. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.